What is your full name?
My full name is Mansurbek Nurulayev.
I'm going to ask you some questions about cooking. Do you like cooking?
Yes, I do, because cooking is stress relieving and helps me to relax, and also I have something to eat by cooking.
Who did the cooking in your family when you were a child?
When I was a kid, my mom used to. When I was a kid, my mom used to cook because there was no one who can cook except her, and we had no choice. And sometimes her foods were delicious, and sometimes not. But we don't have any choices except her.
Do you think it's important to know how to cook well?
I don't think so, because yes, I agree that every person should cook well, but it's not necessary to cook perfect, because a human being is not meant to be to cook something or to do something perfectly. So I think it's not important to cook well, but knowing the basics of cooking is enough.
Do you think children should be taught cookery at school?
I don't really think so, because children shouldn't be taught cooking at school, because school is more about an education, more than it's more about education, not activity, because if by doing so, if cook has been taught at school, it would be more like a kindergarten, not school.
Let's speak about traveling. Do you like traveling?
I really pretty keen on traveling because by traveling we can explore our new world and discover things around us. And traveling is the thing that keeps our dull world more interesting and more fascinating. So traveling shouldn't be avoided at any case.
What kind of places have you visited in your life?
I've been in many places like Istanbul, Bukhara, Samarkand, and I had a lot of unforgettable memories from these destinations. And there was some cool places to take photos with, and there was some skyscrapers and skies which we can see, explore, and
when you visit new places, what do you like to do?
Well, first thing that I do when I visit new places is to switch off my phone, because we should travel not to showing off somebody, but explore new things, explore our planet. And I go down the street, I meet new people, and I try to communicate with them in their own language, because we should respect local rules of the country we visit.
Do you prefer traveling alone or in a group?
Traveling alone is extremely dull and boring, because if we don't have somebody, if we don't have any friends to chill out with or share our thoughts about the traveling, this trip will be very dull. So I prefer in a group, and we can help each other financially when traveling to another countries.
Let's move to part 2. In this part, you will be given a topic to talk about. You have 1 minute to prepare to talk about the topic. After that, you should talk 1 or 2 minutes about the topic. Describe a newspaper or magazine that you like to read. You should say what it is and why you read it. What are the benefits of reading a newspaper or magazine? How often you read it and what types of reports it contains. and explain why you like to read this newspaper or magazine.
Well, first thing I should mention is that newspapers are day by day becoming less popular because it's being replaced by magazines and other kind of electronic things. So I really prefer magazines. The magazine that I'm gonna talk about is New York Times. It was first published in 1976. 6 September in New York. It's actually an American institution. So about the New York Times, this magazine never speaks only the truth without any political effect or without any people's impact. So this magazine is, I never skip every single edition of this magazine because they were interesting and they speak only the truth. And the truth nowadays are very important thing in this modern society, because I don't really prefer newspapers because first of all they are dull, and second there are a lot of long and boring articles in the newspaper. So I'm really into the magazines. This magazine has a lot of pictures, which is very how to put this, very interesting for me, and visual image is more important for me than the texted ones and the typed ones, because this information will more likely gonna stuck in my mind and will benefit me in my future life. Publishers of this magazine are very type in a cool way, and I really love them.
I'm going to ask you a few questions about education. What subjects you think will be added in your high school?
From my point of view, high schools will be added subjects like business, politics, and the most important is programming. I mean coding, because that is the demand of our new world. We don't need any biology. No, we need biology, but we don't. There is no demand for studying hard biology.
What subjects will be helpful in future work?
No, there's a thing called communication skills, hard skills, and soft skills. They are the most important thing which will be helpful in the future work. So this kind of subjects, hard skills, communication skills, and public speaking subjects will be added in the future work, and they will be very beneficial for the employee who is being get in the company.
What do students do after high school in your country?
In my home country, there are two types of graduates. First one is the person who have intelligence and they continue their further education and they gain they gain undergraduate program. But there are other type of people who prefer to go to start their work and they will go to Russia and be migrants.
Let's continue with the questions about schools. Do you think students should choose the subjects they like?
Yes, I think so, because students should choose what they like. Students should choose what they prefer to study, not the subjects preferred by the education system or the government, because we are human, not animals, so we should choose our subjects what we like. For example, I really into law and history, so I don't care about math. I think math is important, but it shouldn't be in the first place.
Do you think computers will one day replace teachers in the classroom?
From my point of view, this will never gonna happen, because yes, robotics is becoming developed day by day, but real person, real teacher will never be replaced by the robots, because they have, first of all, no emotions, they have no charisma, and without emotions and without charisma, students will understand nothing. So I think they will never be replaced by teachers. I mean, vice versa.